Look at this beautiful ascending channel, and he's targeting $10 trillion for the entire market cap. Can you imagine what this will do to altcoins going up until early 2022? Can you imagine the explosion that we could potentially experience?
Then they go, I want to do this in 100 countries, but I can't hold currencies in 100 countries. Well, guess what? You got XRP.
What is going on, guys? Kevin Cage here with another XRP and cryptocurrency update. Let's dive into some rapid fire news. So this was shown a few weeks back. As we know, the global stock market has recently surpassed over $100 trillion. Now right here, this is the chart showing the total cryptocurrency market cap. In 2015, we were at 3 billion. Another 3x from there. In 2016, just 1 year later, we're up to $10 billion in market capitalization. Then, from 2016 all the way up until about 2020, we are looking at a $100 billion market valuation. And I can't believe this was just over a year ago. Time absolutely flies. I remember everybody saying crypto's going to zero around here and here. And what happened? So 100 bill. And remember, we're at 100 billion here. So now we're talking another 20 to 30x to today's price. This is when we're at $2.5 billion. Is it really that outlandish to just draw an ascending channel and see these values of 10 trillion, 50 trillion, and $100 trillion in the future when you understand that NFTs is just a fraction of this, guys? Remember, non-fungible tokens. Fungible can mean easily exchangeable. When it's non-fungible, it cannot be. It is a digital certificate of ownership. It's more than all these silly JPEGs. This will apply to everything in terms of identification, gaming items, intellectual property, you name it. So this is just scratching the surface. In the protocols, the digital assets that unlock said value. And remember, the idea of crypto assets is to improve the interoperability and efficiency of this entire ecosystem. Those protocols that do that best and have mass adoption will be the rails that are used on a daily basis underneath the internet. Much more than just internet of value. This is internet of everything, internet of data, internet of things. You name it. That value of said asset, provided the tokenomics are sound, will rise. And you know there's people out there today that own some of the infrastructure or own patents, with intellectual property owning patents of certain credit card issuers. So every single credit card transaction that occurs today, there are families out there that own the patents, and they're making micro pennies off every single transaction you make. And yes, they are billionaires. Shocker. So I want you guys to think really big about the potential of this future. Where will 2030 take us? Hell, where will the next 2 or 3 years take us? DeFi total value locked is only at 100 billion. Right here, DeFiPulse.com, 105 billion. And today's market capitalization is almost closing on $3 trillion. Right now, 2.89 trillion. And Bitcoin is pushing up, challenging that second all-time high price. Now, something interesting to note, look on the right side, please. This is the total cryptocurrency market cap. Look at this. Swing high, swing low, reaching a perfect 4.236 Fibonacci extension. Right on the left-hand side is the total cryptocurrency market cap, excluding Bitcoin. We are sitting, I mean, look at this. Fibs are like magnets for price action, guys. We can see sitting on the 3618 right here. And the 4.236 would be about 1.87 trillion. Now, of course, to gauge those next impulses, we can draw some higher Fib levels, but just wanted to show you the power of this. And a lot of assets, such as XRP, are still battling these retracements, which means, in my opinion, they have upside. Now, that's not financial advice. Please decide for yourselves. I own a variety of digital assets, but just wanted to show you these Fib levels. And now I wanted to show you this page, great page on Twitter. This is Tony, send everything. Over $1 trillion in a single month for crypto. $3.9 trillion is next. And let's look at these Fib levels as I was referencing right here and check this chart out. So this is the total cryptocurrency market cap on the weekly. Look at this beautiful ascending channel, and he's targeting $10 trillion for the entire market cap. Can you imagine what this will do to altcoins? Notice these Fib levels are not even fractions, they're Fibonacci numbers. 1, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and 34. Just like you guys notice I use the 8, 21, and 34 moving average, it's because of their Fibonacci sequence. Because typically they're Fibonacci sequences, just like 3 plus 5 is 8, and then 5 plus 8 is 13, and then 8 plus 13 is 21, and then 13 plus 21 is 34. They're always sequenced, one on top of another. So absolutely crazy. He has some targets for the total cryptocurrency market cap. Target 1, 3.9 trillion. So 1 trillion on the way. Next up, target 2, $6.24 trillion. And then target 3 shows 10 trillion. And the crazy thing is, this looks so parabolic, like a straight up parabola going up until early 2022. Can you imagine the explosion that we could potentially experience? Also had this gentleman, we got Danny XRP even calling this and replying to a post I did a while ago talking about the global companies and, market cap and things of that nature. And he's even targeting $10+ trillion will be achieved in this cycle. So in the next 3 to 4 months, that would be absolutely insane. And I am rooting for that more than anything. So remember what I was just showing you, 3 trillion and targeting $10 trillion in market cap by early 2022 would be insane. Now, for me, it almost seems too good to be true, so I'm trying to cross that bridge when I get to it, but just wanted to show you that. So absolutely insane to imagine if the cryptocurrency market cap essentially triples or even doubles from here in the next few months. I cannot even fathom what that will do to asset prices, especially when it leaks into the altcoin market. Now, this website is companiesmarketcap.com. We have about 5,000 companies, and the total market cap for all these companies right here is almost $100 trillion, 99 trill. Now we have the top companies. They're ranked by market capitalization, and I just want to speed through a few of them, potentially see some Ripple company connections as well. Not a surprise at this point for anybody that's been around for the past few years, but just wanted to share. Microsoft, 2.5 trillion, Apple, 2.4 trillion, Saudi Aramco. And notice that oil is not a security of Saudi Aramco, even though they own the largest amount of it. We have Alphabet with Google almost closing in on 2 trillion, Amazon just below it at 1.78 trill. We got Tesla, 1.1 trillion. We got Facebook, or Meta now, and they are just under $1 trillion at $9.4 billion in market capitalization. And this is crazy to think that many crypto assets are going to be surpassing the market cap of some of the largest companies in the top 10. And please understand, I'm talking with a long-term perspective a lot further out. I'm not saying tomorrow. Berkshire Hathaway, $600 billion. Tencent, obvious XRP ties. This, $500 billion plus. JP Morgan Chase, one of the essentially companies or banks that monopolizes the cross-border market and is trying to push out XRP for as long as possible because they make bank, pun intended, on the transactions in transaction banking. It's so inefficient that they actually make money from the inefficiencies in the cross-border market. Visa, of course, huge connections to organizations like they bought RippleNet partner Earthport, of course, a huge multi-currency company that Chris Larson references time and time again. Alibaba, of course. Let's see, not about this. Bank of America, RippleNet, Home Depot. Just want to speed through a few of these. Procter & Gamble, of course, we've seen some documents. We got MasterCard, no surprise, partnered with Ripple, and we've seen the videos where the executive at MasterCard says, yes, we are partnered with Ripple. We got Salesforce, you got Exxon, even PayPal, so over $200 billion. Boo. We got, Comcast, Toyota, just giving you a taste of the top companies, Cisco, $200 billion. This is a RippleNet investor that first invested into Ripple early on, Accenture, largely responsible for the transformation of all the companies in the world adopting distributed ledger tech, cough, crypto assets. Pay attention to Accenture, also part of the Digital Dollar Project and a lot of other initiatives. They're directly connected to trillions of dollars flowing, and they were one of the first investors in the company Ripple. Costco over here, Chevron, Verizon. Now, these are in the hundreds of billions of dollars, right? We got Shell, SAP, of course, with the Ariba network, also ties to XRP, the digital asset, AT&T. You got Morgan Stanley, of course, which is early on RippleNet back in the day, and Tata. And Tata Consultancy Services, TCS Banks, is directly connected to the Quartz solution that can utilize XRP. Interesting. And remember, Ariba network is one of the largest networks that is tied in with SAP. And SAP has trialed XRP with Reese Bank and ATB, two large banks, one of which from Germany. And I forget if the other one is Germany or Canada. Okay, so we're talking, $100 billion plus $200 billion in market cap here. And now back to coinmarketcap.com, we can see Bitcoin over $1.2 trillion, Ethereum over $500 billion, XRP about $60 billion, Polkadot $50 billion. I mean, for God's sake, we have Dogecoin at $36 billion in market cap. Even the stablecoin USDC in the top 10, 34 bill. We already have assets that have surpassed some of the top 50 in the stock market, which is insane. Bottom line is crypto is here to stay. I try to hedge my bet and hold a variety of assets, some of which are risky. But the others that I hold, I believe, will still be here in the next 5 to 10 years. And you guys can do the math with where their market capitalizations will be. Next up, XRP Crypto Wolf. SBI Ripple Asia launched a DLT-based money transfer service between Thailand and the United States and Europe. Regions in partnership with, I'm going to say Bank of Ayuda, and I'm totally butchering that, but just wanted to share right here, November 8th press release, SBI Ripple Asia. And I know they've been quiet, so I've been waiting on some big announcements here, announcing the launch of distributed ledger tech-based money transfer. SBI Ripple, this is a joint venture. SBI was an investor in the company Ripple and R3. And massive, SBI is based out of Japan. So huge connections, expecting some big things. I did retweet this. Highly encourage you guys to follow XRP Crypto Wolf. Next up, we have some great facts by Panos Mech. This is a must follow if you are in the XRP community. Naming basic facts about XRP, decentralized blockchain-based currency, has been used globally since 2012. You guys can go back and look. I believe even Leonidas of XRP Arcade has some resources showing examples of all the top banks. We're talking even top 100 banks that have trialed XRP. Back in the day. I'm talking years ago. So yes, you can speculate on where we're at today. Of course, going head to head with the SEC for good reason. The SEC waited to come after Ripple, obviously. It's just a giant game of politics, as we know, by a wide range of businesses and consumers. Let's see, XRP transactions are confirmed by a decentralized community of approximately 900 nodes and over 150 validators. Ripple, the company, is a contributor to the XRP Ledger validation, but only operates about 6 validators, guys, out of 150 plus. This is less than 4% in total. Yet, Bitcoiners, and no offense, I love Bitcoin, but Bitcoiners and Bitcoin maxis are calling XRP centralized, and they don't like this concept, but in reality, this is much more efficient, but it's much better equipped factually to handle the cross-border payments market. Bitcoin can be a store of value, but it is not equipped for the world of transaction banking, let alone to help it, let alone to bridge it, or even replace it. And neither is Ethereum. Those gas fees are ridiculous. You need an asset that is essentially free every single transaction. You heard Michael Arrington even say when they sent $50 million, it costed them pennies on the dollar. Pennies, not 2 or 3% in fees. That's a no-brainer for the future of finance. XRP is not mined, as we know. The XRP Ledger is the first major global carbon-neutral blockchain. And I also encourage you guys to go to xrpl.org and read all about it. And also right here, ripple.com/XRP, we have, and this is the thing, yes, there may be technologies that eventually are more efficient than XRP, but a lot of people miss the point in the power of network effects and who has about a 7 to 8 year head start compared to other digital assets. Do I think HBAR will be a top 10 network, a behemoth in the space at some point? Yes, I really do. However, I think XRP is meant to dominate the cross-border market, potentially with XLM Lumens. Reason being is because they have network effects. They've been around since 2012, 2013, building before even Ethereum came to be in 2015. And people don't pay attention to that. And yet, ledgers closed without a single issue since inception, since the beginning. Over 67 million ledgers. And you can see the count is happening every single second. Another transaction over the XRP ledger. This is something that banks know is tried and true. And frankly, other technologies, even if they came out 2 years ago, are not ready to be mainstream adopted and connected into the global financial system. This is something that has to be taken into consideration, guys. And also, it is so difficult for me to care about the stock market when cryptocurrency exists. The return on investment, the ROI potential just cannot be compared, as I showed with projections of the market cap. And of course, you guys know these are some of my favorite holds in this entire space that I believe will have longevity. I'm not going after meme coins. I could. And if I do play with any, low cap metaverse tokens, that's money that I'm willing to lose to try to catch a 10x ride. But these guys are my blue chips, and even distribution of some of the top assets, some of the mid caps, and then even lower cap assets. You got XRP, QNT, DAG, API3, Casper, and HBAR. Also Algo, and I believe that ADA will have a beautiful run in the future as well. But for me, the ROI potential and other assets right now that have yet to really perform is what has my attention. And it's also crazy to think that on that list, we have behind Lockheed Martin, BP, Uber, and even just above PNC, which is also an early RippleNet partner. But look, Coinbase at $88 billion, ranked 182 in the top companies of the world. And it's my bet that a lot of other companies or exchanges, maybe even Kraken, will be closely behind. I mean, look at this. Behind Lockheed Martin and BP, Coinbase. Also saw API 3 going on a little run. Over 50% of API 3 is locked up in staking. And when you unlock it, there's a 7-day lock period. So for me, this is driving exponential demand towards this token in the future. Something I just wanted to share. And obviously, they're going to be rolling out some huge news in the future, but just wanted to point this out yet again. An air_headroom is a must follow if you are an API 3 holder. Shared by Pico, UST, Terra Pico. We got Link is an oracle connecting existing centralized APIs, application programming interfaces, to blockchain. However, API 3 is not even really just an oracle. It is making APIs decentralized. This term D-APIs, decentralized APIs. And what they're doing is making them decentralized to tap data directly from the source instead of having a middleman or middleware, a middleware solution. So without middlemen, the oracle. So both are valuable, bullish on both. I have nothing against Chainlink. I was in it early on. But for me, over the long term, I'm just more interested in this initiative since it's backed by some of the biggest giants in the space, and I smell something interesting for the long term. Also wanted to say big thank you to XRP LX Dude. Look at this. I am an X Dude now. So thank you, man. Really appreciate your work. Highly recommend following this guy. And let's see if he can make some other cool community members. I saw him do Panos Mech. I saw him do Blockchain Backer. A lot of good work. We got Panos right here. We got attorney Jeremy Hogan. Awesome. Very cool. We got Blockchain Backer, the chef. Cool stuff. This is beyond interesting to note. So Ryan Selkis, guys, highly recommend following him. You may have heard of a thing called Masari Crypto. Well, he's the founder. So check this out. And this is a giant research tool. And he goes on to say, Ethereum miners are now making more money than Bitcoin miners, even before the fees of the London upgrade. And what does this mean for the future? That new London upgrade for Ethereum is meant to drive the price up. And my theory, I know I've been saying this for months like a lunatic, but I don't think it even sounds that crazy actually when all is said and done. I believe that with this upgrade, of course, I'm an ETH fan, I hold some Ethereum. I believe it's meant to drive the price up as high as possible, milk it for every last dollar. And eventually, that Ethereum money after ETH just keeps running higher and higher, maybe into unbelievable prices that we never thought possible. That money will eventually start flowing into the future L1, potentially even layer 0 solutions that are meant to really help Ethereum or other ecosystems become more interoperable. So of course, we've seen some new kids on the block in the past year or two, like Terra Luna and Sol or Solana. Well, I'm looking at these other guys as well, like Polkadot, no surprise, Algorand, and Casper Labs. Now, this is one of my favorite clips. I have to show this again. Dilip Rao, he's an advisor now for FlashFX, but he's talking XRP back in the day when he was head of infrastructure right here for Ripple, and he is absolutely crushing it. Now, he goes on to say, first, get banks connected to RippleNet and settle with fiat. Well, check that because we've already seen that. We're seeing over 100% growth year over year. 2, get them to source liquidity using XRP. We're seeing about 1/4 of RippleNet users using XRP now, which is good, but we want them to scale that amount up. We want volume. And then you get them to hold XRP directly, saving on spreads. Anybody that understands the transaction banking model, if you only know Bitcoin, this isn't for you. XRP holders are extremely well versed in not only the use cases of the XRP ledger, but the model of transaction banking, the correspondent banking network that we're actually aiming to replace or just help make more interoperable. Maybe even just help and enable rather than replace. So listen to this clip.
No, so as I said, the XCurrent product, the way it's implemented today, uses fiat currencies. So the convergence that we see coming in the next phase is for banks to have an option to say, do I want to use XRP? So instead of the German bank holding Turkish lira, they could say, Akbank, are you able to accept XRP and give me Turkish lira? Here's 100 lira worth of XRP. Here's 1 million lira worth of XRP. And instantly that can be settled without having to hold balances. So that's the holy grail. That's the ultimate end goal that we're aiming for. But if you don't have connectivity, you can't even start. So first you get the banks connected. They do what they're doing today better. They like it. They build new services on it. Then they go, I want to do this in 100 countries, but I can't hold currencies in 100 countries. Well, guess what? You got XRP. So it's a phase strategy, but that's the way banking works.
I really enjoyed.
Absolutely love that. Also, with SBI Ripple Asia, of course we emphasize that, well, Anders L goes on to say Ripple and R3 are sitting in the same boat, and that boat is named SBI. And please refer to the old video of Mr. Yoshitaka Kitao discussing creating synergy between these ecosystems and discussing XRP demand. Whether it's low-value cross-border payments or even the capital markets of trillions of dollars. Last but not least, if you guys want some crypto exposure in your retirement account, whether that be a Roth IRA, which is 0% taxes or 100% tax-free, or get some exposure in your 401k, highly recommend iTrustCapital. I'm an active user of this platform. Linked in the top of this video description, you can use the promo code kevincage to get your first month free. You can see crypto assets, precious metals, anything to get some exposure. We are talking military-grade security, SOC 2 certified as well. Featured on Forbes, Entrepreneur, CoinDesk, you name it, this is one of the largest and most successful crypto IRA platforms in America. And I love using the tools and platforms that are available to me today for 0% taxes. Not 30%, not 40%, 0. Hope you enjoyed that, guys, and remember, you have to swing the bat to hit a home run. And I'll catch you in the next one.